In the dimly lit Victorian mansion, nestled at the edge of a sprawling forest, Eleanor sat alone, her trembling hands clutching the tattered pages of an old journal. The flickering candlelight cast eerie shadows on the faded wallpaper, and the unsettling silence was only broken by the distant howl of the wind. For weeks now, Eleanor had been tormented by strange occurrences, convinced that a malevolent ghost was haunting her. Tonight, as she huddled in the corner of the dusty study, the feeling of dread enveloped her. Unearthly whispers had echoed through the hallways, and cold drafts seemed to carry the chilling wails of lost souls. She dared not sleep, for the nightmares were even worse. Visions of grotesque, otherworldly creatures clawing at her sanity. Eleanor's closest friends dismissed her fears as the ravings of an overactive imagination, but she knew better. The journal she clutched had belonged to her great-grandfather, who had once been a renowned occultist. It contained cryptic incantations and dark secrets that Eleanor had inherited along with the mansion. As she strained her eyes to read the arcane symbols, a sinister noise pierced the silence, a creaking floorboard in the hallway. Her heart raced, and beads of sweat formed on her pale forehead. The whispers grew louder, converging into a cacophonous chorus that echoed in her ears. Summoning her courage, Eleanor rose from her chair and tiptoed toward the door. She peered into the darkness beyond, her trembling hand clutching the doorknob. A shadowy figure moved in the corridor, flickering like a specter in the moonlight. The words of the journal raced through her mind, and with a shaky voice, she attempted to recite the incantation, hoping to banish the ghostly presence. But her voice faltered, the ancient words twisted in her mouth, and the figure drew closer. As the spectral figure stepped into the dim light, Eleanor gasped. It was no ghost. It was a man, disheveled and wild-eyed, a stalker who had invaded her sanctuary. He grinned, revealing yellowed teeth, his eyes filled with madness. Just because what made the noise isn't a ghost, the noise was still made. Eleanor's heart pounded in her chest as she realized her terrible mistake. She had been so consumed by her fear of the supernatural that she had failed to see the real threat lurking in her own home. The stalker lunged at her, and Eleanor's scream was swallowed by the darkness as her world descended into chaos and despair. The mansion, once a haven, had become a tomb, and Eleanor's knowledge of the occult had led her down a path to her own demise. The malevolent presence she had feared was no phantom, but the embodiment of human malice. In the end, it was not the eldritch horrors from beyond the veil that claimed her, but the very real horrors that dwelled among the living.